Back working on our 2019 Low Rider build, we're going to go ahead and install a Feuling 465 Camchest kit. First thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and remove our top rocker box, our rockers, our push rods, and the OEM camchest. With your OEM camchest removed, we want to go ahead and use the Feuling crankshaft runout measuring tool to measure the runout on our crankshaft. It's recommended to inspect our crankshaft runout. Ideally, we want to be below 3 thousandths, but warranty will cover up to 4.5 thousandths. On our bike, our crankshaft runout was 2.5 thou. Feuling recommends to replace the inner cam bearing, which is included in the camchest kit. We've already gone ahead and installed the inner cam bearing into our bike. During install, it is recommended to drop the oil tank and do a thorough cleaning. If installed by an authorized dealer, warranty will be extended to 2 years. Using the supplied assembly lube, we want to go ahead and install the 2 O-rings into the engine casing. Once that is complete, we want to use the supplied crankshaft bolt to rotate the crankshaft so the flats are vertical. Once we've rotated the crankshaft so that the flats are vertical, we want to go ahead and assemble the oil pump to the cam plate on a bench, using the remaining assembly oil lube on the cam plate, camshaft, crankshaft, inner cam bearing, oil pump, and the scavenger ports. For the oil pump fasteners and cam plate fasteners, we do not want to use Loctite. Instead, we want to use Moly lube on both the threads and the head of the bolt. When assembling the oil pump onto the cam plate, we want to make sure that the gear flats are vertical to match the flats on the crankshaft. Compared to the OEM Harley cam plate, the Feuling cam plate has 42% more scavenging and 68% more oil volume to the crankshaft. When comparing the oil pumps, the Feuling oil pump has a 27% increase in pressure. Once the cam plate assembly is in position, press firmly on the oil pump with your thumb or finger to press the back of the oil pump into the scavenging port O-ring. With the cam plate installed with the bolts finger tight, we want to go ahead and turn the motor over by hand multiple times. After rotating the engine over multiple times, we want to go ahead and torque the bolts in a crisscross pattern, stepping the torque from 40 inch-pounds to 80 inch-pounds, and then final step of 120 inch-pounds. With the cam plate and oil pump torqued, we want to go ahead and reinstall the sprocket, making sure that our timing marks are lined up. Before torquing down the cam plate, you want to use a flat edge and ensure that your 2 cam plate sprockets are aligned properly. After the sprocket is installed and everything is torqued, we can go ahead and install the push rods, lifters, and rocker arms. Before we do that, a little bit of a tech tip. The breather valves do not sit squarely on the cylinder heads, this compromising the seal and function of the breather. Using a Harley drain plug O-ring in addition to the breather valve O-ring will hold the OE ring in place and provide a better seal for the breather valve. To install the rocker studs, you're going to use 2 nuts and then use red Loctite on the coarse thread of the stud to install into the cylinder head. Once installed, you're going to torque the stud to 48 to 60 inch-pounds. The Feuling/ARP rocker arm shaft studs and nuts help relieve the stress on the Milwaukee 8-cylinder heads. Before installing each component, we want to ensure they are pumped full of oil for a quiet startup and immediate oil pressure. It is important to seat the rocker arms evenly. To do this, we torque to an estimated 10 foot-pounds and then loosen to allow the shafts to settle in. We then want to retighten in 5 foot-pound increments up to 20 foot-pounds, and then a final torque of 24 to 26 foot-pounds. Once the rocker boxes and cam cover have been reinstalled, you can go ahead and reinstall your oil lines and any connectors that have been unplugged. Please refer to your service manual for any torque specs. It's recommended to have the bike professionally dyno tuned to unleash ultimate performance.